Man, how y'all all are? Man, I just wanted to come out here and I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now, doing a little cooking and blown away at some of y'all's comments about that video about the roux. Let's make a roux, especially Brandon up in Kentucky and um, Roy. Uh, man, a lot of admiration and love and respect for that dude. But his comments were just overwhelming. And Todd, good friend of mine, he said that Roux video ought to go viral, bruh. He said that's crazy. He said that's the best Roux video. I mean, I'm just blown away. I mean, it's something that was simply taught to me by my parents, my grandparents, just people I always admired. Um, and I love doing it. You know, I'm just so happy that y'all enjoyed it and y'all are finding it so good to pass it on to your friends and family. I just the real reason I came up with it was because you know I travel around the country quite a bit, and people always stop and ask me, man, how do you make a roux? How do you make a roux? And you know, I've seen other videos out there and other recipes, you know, when you Google how to make a roux. And just in reading it and watching the videos, there was just so many things that I personally disagreed with because of my personal experience in making a roux, and other things I was taught, kind of like the cardinal sins of being a Cajun. You know, you just have your beliefs and you stand firm. You know, this is my culture, this is my heritage. I'm a very proud Cajun, and when I see other people, um, you know, no, Noel, I'm actually in Tulsa right now, but I'll be back soon. I'm coming. I live in Lafayette, Louisiana. Yeah, so the heart of Cajun country. But yeah, you know, I'm just a proud Cajun, and I see people misrepresenting our culture and capitalizing on it and profiting on it, if it was straight up right, that, you know, what I believe to be right, I'd support them. I'm happy for them. But when I see people, you know, throwing out falsehoods, in my opinion, I just I gotta set the record straight, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I hope to be bringing more videos and content like that to TikTok and other social media platforms that I'm involved in. You're from Kaplan, man. That's right down the street, bruh. I did some hunting in Kaplan, the Giroir property out there, bruh. A lot of good hunting in the past. I don't know so much now, but that little corner at 14, I call it the refuge, man. They got geese that they come from all around the world. They know ain't nobody gonna be shooting at them right there on that corner, bruh. Yeah, Rice Capital. Uh, so yeah, I hope to be bringing more videos of just personal, ancestral type cooking, recipes, and then we're gonna experiment. I was talking with my best friend, one of my good friends, Eric Morse, and he said, "Yeah, you know, you got to put some T-Guid into it, bruh." And I love that. So you know, we're gonna T-Guid some recipes up. You know, we're gonna T-Guid that up. And my dad is from Kaplan, and my mom is from Gaydon, the duck capital of the world. You heard? That's awesome. Yeah, bro. It sounds like I don't know what your last name is, but I bet you got some Cajun lineage in there. I'm sure you're a proud Cajun too. So back me up on that, bro. I mean, we gotta stay true to our culture and correct the wrongs out there. You know, we gotta stand up. It's time to unite. But yeah, we were talking on the patio, and he said we're gonna put some T-Guids into that, bro. And so that's my goal, is just to basically bring some fun and laughter and personality, but some authenticity. That's a big word for a Cajun. Authenticity back into the Cajun culture and recipes. And I mean, 'cause this stuff's global, man. You know, we a LeBlanc, man. Yeah, you heard? Hey, I gotta tell you a funny story. So LeBlanc, don't take this the wrong way. They had those Cajun reunion that they started with Lafayette going up to Nova Scotia quite a while back, and the first one, the inaugural Cajun reunion pilgrimage, and my dad and all his partners, they brought their pots, they loaded up their trucks, they went all the way up to Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and Shadiac, all them areas up there, and they had the Guid reunion, and so they did it up, man. They had the big cast iron, you know, the big sugar kettles, and they did jambalaya. They brought it, you know, and they had a great time. A lot of work, but he loved it. I mean, when he came back, he just couldn't talk more highly about that whole event. He said, man, you know, they say the people from South Louisiana are the kindest people that you ever met, and he said, man, they got us beat up there. They rolled out the red carpet. But part of the story was after the Guidry reunion, they loaded up all their pots and they were done. So he had a friend of his, Pee-wee LeBlanc. Pee-wee was a good friend of my dad's and had a construction company. I think he had a towing company or whatever. And Pee-wee went up to my dad. He said, hey, Ray, we didn't even think about bringing them pots and stuff. He said, but we got our LeBlanc reunion. He said, if you're not using your pots, can we use them? And my dad was like, man, Pee-wee better than that. He said, we done. He said, how about I'll get all my cousins, Crip and Earl and all them couillons, and we'll go cook at your LeBlanc reunion, and then you can have time to visit with your ancestors and your relatives and stuff, and you don't have to worry about cooking. And he said, man, would you do that? He said, yeah. He said, y'all buy the groceries and we'll cook it, you know. So they did that. They set up and everything. And again, don't take this the wrong way. This is a joke, LeBlanc. So he said, Keith, he said, you know how Pee-wee had that big gros bec, that big old hook nose like a pirate? I said, yeah. I mean, I can see it right now. He said, I thought that was just Pee-wee that had that gros bec, man. He said, that big beak nose. He said, all them LeBlancs, they got that gros bec. He said, man, but they had a great time. The dignitaries, they even got to go out on the mare. I think a Shadiac is how the story went. He had a lobster boat out there in the bay in the harbor, and they took them out on the boat, man. They pulled up some lobster traps. They dipped the pot in the ocean and boiled them right there on the boat in that ocean water. He said, man, drank wine, had a great time. So, you know, it's stories like that. I was talking with a good friend of mine, Tim Clowers. I don't know if you'll follow Tim on TikTok, but you got to. It's Cook It with Tim. Y'all look him up. Great guy, great content. Had some opportunity to spend some time with him at Toledo Bend, and just a super duper dude. Christian. I cussed a little bit too much in front of him. I'm sorry about that, Tim. But you know, we had a good time. But he was talking about the where was I going with that? Tim Clower. Oh yeah, he this is what he was. He told me, he said, I said, man, you seen some of my videos? I need to get better, bro. Because this dude got millions of followers on social media. And he said, yeah, I love your content, Guidry, but you gotta keep it shorter, bro. You gotta keep it to like 60 to 90 seconds. And people, they lose attention real fast, and you'll drop off, you know. And I'm like, 60 to 90 seconds? You can't tell a good Cajun joke in 60 to 90 seconds. Them Cajuns got to talk, man. They got to tell stories. Everything's relatable. He said, I know. He said, but you got to keep it short and sweet. Boom, boom, boom. Straight to the facts. So that's a big problem for T-Guid, man. I mean, I'm trying. The last video I did, I brought it down to like 3 minutes, you know. 90 seconds? I don't know about that. You know, we're going to try. But, you know, let me know what y'all think. If there's a recipe that you want me to expound on, I'd love to try it. You know, just send me a private message or something. And the last thing I wanted to say before I sign off, because I know y'all got to get to work. I got to get to work. People ask me all the time. They say, "Man, T-Guid, what that means, T-Guid?" I said, "Well, look," I said, in Cajun French, T means little, like T-bar, and so it's T-E-E. But in Cajun country, everybody's got like a nickname, like T-Boo, T-Bruce, T-Gidge, T-Ham, so it's just a friendly nickname, and T, the T hyphen is just basically like an abbreviated T-E-E, so T little, and Gidge is an abbreviation for Gidry. So T-Gidge, that's why they call me T-Gidge, because I'm T-Gidge and you're not. So look, guys, in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now, the weather's beautiful. It's in the mid-60s right now, but I'm heading back home soon. We're going to be shooting some more content. Morning, Brandon, my boy. Love you, brother. Can't wait to meet you one day. We got to party together. Everybody calls my dad Big T. I love it. You see? So there you go. So if you don't have a nickname, I met some guys from Chicago at an LSU game, a bunch of high school partners that went to New Orleans, and then they went to this LSU game. And my daughter was in college over there. I was cooking in a big cast iron pot, a big crawfish makshu. And they came up to me and they said, "Man, what's your name?" And I said, "Well, my name's Keith, but everybody calls me T-Guid." And they're like, what does that mean? Again, what does that mean? And so I explained everything to them, and they're like, "Well, I want a nickname like that." And these guys are from Chicago, I said, "Well, what's your last name?" He said, my name is Matthew Knight. And I said, "We're going to call you T-Knight." And I said, I looked at the other dude. I said, "What's your name?" He said, "Well, Mike Flerk." I said, "Spell that?" He said, "Flerk, Fleirck or something like that." I said, "Well, that's pretty close to like fleur, like fleur de lis, a flower in French." And I said, "We're going to call you T-Fleur." Those dudes, to this day, this was like, I don't know, 15 years ago, to this day, we referred to each other. They said, "Hey, T-Guid, this is T-Fleur," or "Hey, T-Guid, this is T-Night." So spread the love, man. That's how we roll in Cajun country, joie de vie, the joy of life. We're just having fun, trying to get by, helping another man out if you can. And look, again, my heart's full. Y'all's comments on that Roux, y'all go check out the other one. They're pretty good too, yeah. But the comments I got on that Roux video just, knocked me over. And proud to bring it to y'all, and hopefully get some more content. Yeah, Brandon. Maybe when I go up there to Louisville one year, I can take a little extra day or two off and go meet you. I know you're a couple hours away, but we'll hook up. Shrimp étouffée. Oh, yeah. Come on, Noel. Where you at, bruh? What you gonna put that over? Some rice? Some Gaydon rice? Okay, one last story. I did a big chicken and sausage gumbo. They're gonna like this. It's funny. Chicken and sausage gumbo last weekend at an event, kind of a spiritual event that we had, and we had some left over. The bottom of the pot. Y'all know the best part of a gumbo is the bottom of the pot. Well, we had some left over, and we filled up some Gidry containers that had the onions and stuff. We kept those just in case we had some leftovers, which we did. And they all brought some home. Well, one of the cats came back when I saw him the next time. He said, "Dude, my wife," she said her daddy made the best chicken and sausage gumbo. And he said, "She told me to tell you, it's right up there with her dad's." Man, when a person tells you that, her daddy, Then another dude came up to me, a young guy. We just met him. He's kind of new to our group and just a great guy. Worked his tail off at the event. He came up to me and said, "Bruh, I brought that home." He said, "My two kids," he said, that when they ate that, they said, "Daddy, don't take this the wrong way, but Mr. Keith's gumbo is way better than yours." I said, "Man, go home and tell your kids, don't ever tell you that," stuff like that, man. And then the last one, They took it home. Chip took it home. His son's a health freak, and you know, all up into his protein and working out and all that. So he's young, you know, he got time. He's got to go, and so he ate it, but he didn't have rice. He didn't have no rice. The rice was bad or something like Uncle Ben. Chip, really? Come on, bruh. But anyway, he didn't have no rice, so he baked, didn't fry, baked some French fries and put that chicken and sausage gumbo over over the French fries. And he told his dad, he said, "Man, I think I just invented, bruh. I invented a dish. Tell Mr. Keith, what they call that, pouya, popi, or poo-poo, or something. There's something where you serve it over French fries." But I said, "Bro, we got it." But yeah, just have fun with it, bro. We're gonna have some fun with this, man. Hopefully we go viral. I got some syringes in case I go viral. I can get a shot of penicillin or something and take care of that. But I want to go viral, bro. So y'all spread all T-Guid's love out there. Share that with your friends. I love y'all. I'll see you soon. And until then, this is T-Guid signing off. Au revoir, bruh. I don't even know. I don't know how to get off alive. How do you stop that? Oh, power?